Hello, everyone. Welcome to another week of TGIM. Thank goodness it's Monday here on My Line Purpose podcast. This is Easter Monday. If you are somebody who celebrates that, maybe it's a holiday for you or people in your family. Maybe you're getting to rest. Maybe you're catching up on podcasts. And if you are, I hope that if you've missed some of our episodes, you make your way back and binge some of those because the episodes we've been hearing just keep getting better and better. And we've been really seeing that actually with the stats of our podcast increasingly going up. And so I just want to start off by saying thank you. That means so much to us. We always appreciate when you listen to the podcast, when you share it with a friend, you share it on Instagram, you leave a rating, you leave a review, all of those little things which don't cost you any money, but cost you a couple of minutes of your time, mean the absolute world, not just to me, but I'm sure to every single person who has a podcast, who has a small business. So I just wanted to say thank you. For today's episode, I felt really called to share the mindset that is required to make really challenging decisions that seem really scary in the moment. And I was reflecting on this just the other day while I was driving about some of the things, the decisions we've had to make in our business over the last 5 years that in the moment felt really hard to us. And actually, for the purpose of this podcast, since it's a solo episode, I don't have Kayla here. I won't even speak for Kayla. I won't say that these were necessarily things that she felt really challenging or really hard. I'm going to just speak for myself in that over the years, we've had to make a handful of decisions that made me feel, in some cases, sick to my stomach, lose sleep over, feel really anxious, feel really nervous, feel really overwhelmed. And yet, having the mindset to be able to move forward with the decision, as Elise Myers would say, do it scared, do it nervous, do it anxious, knowing that ultimately the hard decision was the right decision, or the hard decision was the best decision. And I know that this can apply to areas of our life as well. Maybe you're listening to this and you're contemplating doing something really hard or really challenging in your personal life, whether it's within your relationship or relationships, friendships, intimate relationship. Perhaps you're contemplating a move, a job exit, something like that, pros and cons list. Sometimes it requires seeking advice from a counselor, a coach, a trusted friend. And I want to tell you some of the things that we've had to do in our business that truly felt so challenging. And I want to start off with a recent one that we've had to make that has happened a few times in the course of our business. And the reason that we made the decision ultimately, and the mindset that backed that decision making. So recently we had to let go of a team member. This team member has been with us since the beginning of the year, since 2025. As a person, we really liked her. But when you are doing business, it doesn't always come down to if you like the person. That means the people that you work with, the people that are your clients, the people that you do business with. Liking somebody is not a big enough reason in business to keep somebody around. So over the course of the last 5 years, we have had many different people in different roles, the majority of them in virtual assistant roles, a couple of OBMs. We've had social media managers, we've had copywriters, we've had ad strategists. We've played around with a few different roles and people in our business over the years. And what makes the decision hard to let somebody go seems to shift and change over time. I know that at this point, what felt hard for me, as I mentioned, we like this person, and letting go of a team member before a really big event doesn't seem like the most strategic thing to do. It feels like there will be many balls in the air that we will have to juggle, especially before putting on a big event. But also, at this point in the game, it has felt like, are we doing something wrong? Why is it so hard to find the right person for this position? And this is me being totally honest and transparent with you, like really starting to make it about myself, or like myself and Kayla. What are we not doing right? Why can't we find the most like exceptional person to support us in our business, to move at our pace, to be a true VA? Because what has happened time and time again is we've hired people who say they want to be VAs, but then they want to be online business managers. And those are two completely different roles. And then people don't feel satisfied doing the VA work because they want to be doing something different. They want to be doing something more strategic, more bigger thinking. But that's not what our business needs. We are the big thinkers. We are the strategists. We need somebody to support us with the day-to-day tasks. And so it's often finding a fish and asking it to climb a tree. Now, the mindset required to be able to let a team member go, knowing that there will be all of their work to pick up and take it on at a really busy season in business. The mindset required is, what do we deserve? What do we keep saying we really want? And what would we advise our clients to do? And when we were down in California and we were masterminding with all of our friends and our coaches, this was a big topic, talking about having A players in your business, world-class team players in your business, and accepting nothing less. What I found so comforting was that we're surrounded by all of these other business owners who also generate at least $500,000 a year in their business, most 7- and 8-figure business owners. And they were all talking about the same thing, the journey of hiring the right team and not settling for somebody who won't work in your time zone, not settling for somebody who won't do the role that you've hired them for, not settling for somebody who makes excuses or doesn't treat your business like their number one priority. And you don't have to settle for that. And so the mindset that's required here is really asking yourself, what do you deserve and at what cost? What do you deserve and at what cost? Who does it mean you have to let go of? And so this applies to your personal life as well. This applies to many areas of your business. I want you to be honest with yourself right now and say, what do I really deserve in my business? What do I really deserve in my health, in my wealth, in my love life, in my relationships, in my friendships? What do I deserve? And if you're not feeling really worthy, then that's an area right there that you know that you get to work on, because you get to choose the people, places, experiences, and things that you desire, and you get to weed out the people that aren't that. We're not settling. Every single person listening to this episode, I don't want you to settle. Settling is not your highest vibration. And we want to work and be optimized in our highest vibration, our highest frequency. So we let this team member go last week. And up until letting this team member go, the reason that I know it was a hard decision is because I was waking up anxious. I was waking up anxious for various reasons about like the role itself, but also thinking about letting this person go. Thinking about what it would mean for our clients, thinking about what it would mean for this person, thinking about the workload it would mean for myself and Kayla, thinking about the time of it all. That makes it a hard decision, but it doesn't mean that it's not a decision we won't make, because we do hard things around here. Now, if I flash back over the years, hiring and firing has been a journey for sure. So that's been a hard thing. When I think of even more challenging things that we've had to do in our business, and I want you to listen to this because you want to have problems to solve. If you're listening to this thinking business has been easy peasy, I've been cruising along, I love that for you. And at what level are you growing? Because we all know it, we all hear it, the quotes all say it, the gurus all say it. If you are comfortable, you're not growing. And if you're growing, you're uncomfortable. And every single time we've had a really hard decision to make, on the other side of that felt like a very obvious up level. Not just to myself, not just to Kayla, but our clients. They'll say, when we came back from California, a lot of our clients were like, wow, your energy seems different. It seems like you just stepped it up a notch or two. And we're like, yeah, that's how we feel. It felt so good to be so uncomfortable, to be a small fish in a big pond, to pay an exuberant amount of money for coaching, to put ourselves out there, because the payoff for that was the up level, is the up level. Now, if I flash back to 2021, a really big and hard and scary decision that we had to make was switching over to USD. And this was advised to us from basically everybody under the sun, everybody we were doing business with. They were like, you are a global company. If you want to be global, you want to be taken seriously, you want to operate in the global currency, which is USD. Everywhere you travel in the world, you can go to Portugal, you can go to Mexico, you can go to France, like you can go all over, and they will take their own currency and USD. They don't take their own currency and Canadian. Canadian is not the global currency, but USD is. So we were like, okay, we're paying for everything in USD. We're paying for our own coaches in USD, Zoom, Kajabi, you name it. All of the payments come through. So why don't we charge in USD? And conveying that outwardly to our audience, who were primarily Canadians at the time, felt terrifying. It felt like, what if nobody signs up with us? And that wasn't the case at all. Sure, people were like, no, I can't do this. This is too big of a price difference for me. And we were like, at the end of the day, we are still a steal of a deal because there's two of us. You get access to us for an entire year. We bring mindset, we bring strategy, we bring systems, we bring soul, we bring the best community out there. We bring all of my expertise. We bring all of Kayla's expertise. So if you don't see the value in what we are charging, then we're not for you, and that's okay. But it doesn't mean that it wasn't hard, and it doesn't mean that it wasn't scary, and it doesn't mean that it didn't leave me with some sleepless nights. But at the end of the day, the hard decision was the right decision. And the mindset that got me through that was, I am deserving and worthy to be paid the transformation that I provide to our clients, whether that's in Canadian, whether that's in USD, whether that's in a Mexican peso. It actually doesn't matter what the currency is. I know that I deserve and I am worthy to be paid the value of the transformation I provide. That's the mindset that got me through it. Then when we flash ahead to 2022, I've told this story many times, but one of the hardest moments for me was telling our clients at the end of 2022, we had about 22, 23 people in Align CEO Method. It was called Platinum at the time. And we were telling them about our big change for 2023, which was going to be, we were removing one-to-one calls for each individual, and we were moving to weekly masterminding calls and supporting them in that way. It was so vivid for me. Kayla had just had Mila, so she was taking some time off, and I was doing a lot of the communication with our clients and having clients email and message and say, I was actually hoping to get more one-to-one and coming back with you in 2023, not having one-to-one take away. This is not what I want. I love the community, but I want you. I want one-to-one. I want focus on me. And I remember laying in my bathtub one night, crying and sobbing, just praying to the universe, praying to God, please make this feel easier. This feels so hard. I could cry right now even thinking about how hard that season felt. And people that were in our year-long program the year before, some of them decided not to come back. And in the end, it was a blessing. In the end, it was such a blessing. We were like, we are moving towards being business coaches who do business coaching and business masterminding. We are not doing generic coaching. If you want a generic coach for your everyday problems and you want to mastermind your everyday problems, there are programs out there for that. But it was us holding the faith and holding the compass towards what we wanted. Again, even though it was hard, the hard thing was the right thing. The hard thing was the best thing. So we enter 2023, and some of those people fell off. They didn't come forward with us for 2023, and that's okay. And then some of them turned around and said, actually, okay, the year's begun. I can't do this without you two. I really want to be here. I know that I don't get one-to-one. And we were like, you still get to ask Kayla and I everything. Our DMs are open. Like, we are so flexible. We're just not scheduling one-to-one Zoom calls. We want to get our life back, and we don't want to role model to all of you that a business requires you sitting on Zoom all day, every day, because it's not it. And that's not what anybody actually wants. And our whole thing is always about painting the vision. We want to show you how good life can be, how free your life can be, how liberating owning your own business can be. If we were always tied down and tired and exhausted and overwhelmed and resentful because we were on Zoom all day, every day, is that really why anybody would work with us? Absolutely not. Everybody'd be like, I don't want what they have, so I'm not going to learn business from them. So we stuck true to paint the vision, paint the vision, paint the vision, hold the vision. And that's what we did. We said, we are going to set this up in a true mastermind weekly coaching call program where you get to interact with one another, and we're going to teach, and we have curriculum that we follow, our own method, and we're going to do it this way. In the end, those emotional nights in my bathtub crying and praying that it would feel easier, it did feel easier. But if we had have decided, you know what, let's just stay the way we are, because that's what our current clients want, we would be building a business for where we were and not where we wanted to go. You want to hire for where you want to go, not where you are. You want to make decisions for where you want to go, not where you are. And you need to have hard conversations and make hard, challenging moves in your business, not for where you are, but for where you want to go. So that was our 2022 battle. Then we moved to 2023, and we started to have people ask us, I want to join Platinum, which is now Align CEO, not in January. We had always only done a January start. The next big hard move was, do we do open enrollment? That would mean, if you're thinking, what's hard about that? When you have an open enrollment program, that means you are always going to be marketing that program. Before, we only marketed the opening to Align CEO Method or Platinum in the fall for a January start. Then all the rest of the year was pretty open to talk about whatever we want to talk about. It also meant we might disappoint the people who we had originally told in the fall, the only way that you can join us is if you get in for a January start, and now we're going to open up the doors and say, actually, you can join us at any time of the year. So again, hard move, maybe doesn't seem that hard to you, but it was definitely conflicting because for 2021 and 2022, we had done closed enrollment. That's what we were known for. That's what we did. We started off 2023 with closed enrollment, and then we had our very first person reach out to us in February of 2023. She came as a referral from somebody and said, hey, I heard about your program. Do I really have to wait until next January to join? And we were like, why would we make somebody wait to join us? But the thing was, okay, actually, this is the hard piece. The hard piece was, we didn't have the system set up yet to enroll people at any time. That means automations. That means you sign up at any time and you are dripped the content. You get onboarding. This is all automated. Your contracts are sent over. Everybody has different onboarding and offboarding periods because client success and our client journey is our number one priority. So we don't do anything half-assed around here. When you come in, you get onboarded, you get a contract, you do our 3 strategies to get you results right away. You go through a 12-month program. There's curriculum that you have access to. And then when you're coming up on your 12th month, we have a call with you to connect about, are you offboarding? Do you want to stay around with us? Do you want to come in and be an alumni? What does that look like? We do everything 110%. And that would require having streamlined systems in place to be able to onboard and offboard at all different times of the year. So what did we do? We made that our goal. Okay, how are we going to be the best coaching company that brings people in at any time of the year and they get the same process and experience as all of the people who have previously been a part of our fall launch for a January start? So we did that. Then we had people enroll in February. Then we had our next person enroll in April. And then we had our third person enroll in July. And it just felt so exciting. It felt like the previous years, we knew everybody who was going to be with us in January, and then there was no new people coming in. And then we opened up the floodgates to, you can actually join us at any time. And while it was really hard in the moment because it required a totally different marketing plan, a lot of time and effort to get the system set up so that we could onboard, offboard, and give everybody a great client experience, it was hard in the beginning. And now it's just how we operate. Now it's so easy to bring people in and to make them feel like they're looped into the program. Everyone knows who they are, and it doesn't matter when you start. Okay, then we go to 2024. And the hard thing I can recall from 2024, where I had a little bit of a mentee bee and a total melter, it was February of 2024. And our business is quite serious now. We've been incorporated for 3 years. And now it's time to talk about how do we manage our money differently, because our business has crossed well over 7 figures. We're generating a lot more cash flow than we had in the previous years. And so it's time to talk about having our own holding companies and doing all the document signing with the lawyer and the accountant and going to the bank and doing all these things. And I had a total internal, kind of external freak out moment where I thought, do I deserve this? I wasn't actually consciously thinking that. Subconsciously, unconsciously, that was what was holding me back. Like, why does this feel so freaky to make these like big girl decisions, these big business moves? And when I reflect back and when I did that internal work, it was like, oh, this means that this is serious. Even though our business had been serious the whole time, it really showed me like, wow, we are building something long lasting, sustainable legacy empire, something I would want to pass on to my children, my unborn children. This feels real. And we built My Line Purpose off of let's just see what happens energy. Let's come together and build a course and let's just see what happens. And now it was like, wow, okay, so we're going to funnel money into our own holding companies and then make a strategic plan of what we do with that. And that freaked me out. It freaked me out where I was like, should we do this anymore? Is there a different business model? I don't know. I was trying to talk myself and Kayla out of going to the top. And this was proof for me that people are scared of success because I was definitely scared of our success in that moment in time. It felt hard. And while it didn't feel necessarily hard to make that decision, like that's just what we were doing, going to the bank and getting it all set up, what felt hard was accepting that I have built something so incredible and so amazing and it's serious. And so whenever there's critics or naysayers or people who are like, how's your little business going? Rather than believing them or falling into that energy, the hard thing to do is to stand up and say, actually, this little business is going really fucking well. Thanks for asking. We've got our own holding companies and we've made well over 7 figures and we're on our way to making multiple 7 figures. And it's just crazy how success can be scary. Maybe that's not the best example of a sleepless night, really hard decision in our business, but it did feel hard to me in that moment. And that's what this episode is all about, is being transparent with you and the mindset that got me through. How do we switch to USD? How do we tell our clients we're going from one-to-one to many? How do we move into open enrollment? How do I step into feeling worthy of having this incorporated holding company? All of this comes down to the mindset of worthiness. Feeling worthy. And also it becomes really clear when you start to hear from other people what they don't want, you can start to articulate, when you are somebody who pays attention to mindset, what they probably do want. And so in all of these fears of I'm afraid of this, I can see because of this, right? Like I'm afraid of clients not wanting to work with us because we're going to a one-to-many model. And so that fear shows me what I really want is a one-to-many model. I really want time freedom. Otherwise, I wouldn't be putting myself in this position to have to make a hard decision. And then what felt like one of the hardest decisions to make that we literally bounced back and forth for years. We thought about doing this in 2022. We thought about doing it in 2023. We thought about doing it in 2024. And finally, at the end of 2024, we were like, we're ripping the Band-Aid off. We're going to tell our clients that we're not doing one-to-one WhatsApp. And it sounds so silly to be so afraid of that. Honest to God, this has been years in the making. I was like, our clients want it. They need it. They say how much they love it. They love sending us a message. And we were being advised by every coach, every mentor, every peer that it was too much for the price point of a Line CEO method being under $20,000 Canadian for 2 of us for a year. And you get the entire community and the entire curriculum. You get your seat at our event every year. You get weekly coaching. You get weekly masterminding. You get all of the tools and the strategies to write books, start podcasts, grow on YouTube, speak on stages, systematize your business, dial in your mindset, step into CEO identity. They don't need one-to-one WhatsApp. They can hold their questions until the next call. And I was like, no way, nope. Everybody's going to say, I don't want this if they don't get WhatsApp. And then finally, we realized that every coach we've worked with didn't provide one-to-one WhatsApp. And every coach we've worked with has been more expensive than our programs. And when we told our clients we weren't doing WhatsApp for 2025, not one person said something to us. Maybe you were thinking it if you're listening to this. Maybe you were thinking, oh, damn, I'm really going to miss WhatsApp. Maybe that was a real make or break moment for your decision to work with us or not into 2025. But we decided no on WhatsApp. And instead, what we started doing is every second week, we do one-to-one coaching inside of a private Zoom room. And we've said to people, if you have something in the moment you need to ask, you can do that on Instagram. It's always me in there. I can't see me ever outsourcing Instagram again. We tried it once. It was not for us. I want to be in the DMs. I can answer your question. But really, the businesses that are smooth sailing, making it happen, self-responsible, they have self-leadership, they just wait to ask their question at the next call. Whether it's a Q&A, whether it's a mastermind, whether it's our method call, whether we're in Vortex together, or they post it in our private community where they can hear feedback from everybody in the group. But it's not our clients just relying on us inside of WhatsApp. When I tell you that that was one of the hardest decisions for me to make in our business in 5 years, to let go of that because of feeling this let go of a personal tie of, but we know our clients so well. I know their partners and their kids and their pets, and I can still know that about our clients without chatting to them one-to-one in WhatsApp. And I don't need to know that about our clients to support them to have really successful, profitable businesses. I want to know them because that's important to me. I love building connection with people, and our clients are my whole heart. My whole heart is with our clients. I want them to succeed. And so the more I can know about them, the more I can help them. So we implemented our trackers back. Last year, we played around with trackers. People weren't really taking it seriously. So since they weren't taking it seriously, we were like, why do this? But this year, our clients are so committed to their business growth that people fill out that tracker every single Friday. So then I can know what's going on. What are you proud of? Do you have any questions for me this week? Any intel of what you want to share? Where are your conversations happening? How much money is your business making? I get to know all I need to know about their business every single week when I read their tracker. So in the end, making that hard decision of WhatsApp, which maybe you're laughing about thinking, wow, I didn't realize that was such a mental battle for you. It was. And I did it anyway. I did it anyway because in the end, the greater battle was keep WhatsApp because I'm afraid of our clients falling off, or be in integrity with the type of business owner I want to be, release WhatsApp, and know that we will magnetize clients who do not rely on one-to-one text messaging to grow their business. We will magnetize the right people. That's more important to me. That is the mindset of you're oftentimes choosing between two hearts. And oftentimes, the two hearts that you're choosing between will have two outcomes, two futures, two feeling states. And I desire to build a life and business that supports me to feel free. And if I'm required to respond to a WhatsApp message within 24 hours, that doesn't necessarily feel free. For the price point that Aligned CEO Method is, we're talking about it's $1,000 a month. I know people that pay much more than that for their social media managers every month. I know people that pay much more than that for their VAs, for their assistants, to put ads into their business. And our coaching program is priced really well. It's priced really accessible to get everything you need from myself and Kayla for a year. And one-to-one WhatsApp is not it. Now, we do have a one-to-one coaching program. We rarely market it because we can't take a whole bunch of people. We actually just got our second person signed up last week, which I'm so excited about. So for one-to-one people, that's a much higher price point than Aligned CEO Method. They get 4 in-person strategic planning days with us. They get a total glam up day where we take them and get them lunch and their hair and makeup done and take them to a branding photo shoot, support them how to implement that photo shoot into their brand. They get a one-to-one call every month. They get WhatsApp because the price point reflects that. It's not just paying for our time, it's paying for our expertise, paying for our experience, paying for our knowledge, and it is paying for time, not waiting for the next coaching call. And I feel really okay with that. I feel really okay delivering WhatsApp to 2 people. Kayla and I have said that the most amount of people that we would be able to do one-to-one with at a given time would be 3 to 5 people. 3 feels pretty comfortable. 5 would be cutting it. And I can't see us ever taking more than 5 people doing one-to-one. There has to be contrast and a differentiator to your offers. So if everybody in Aligned CEO Method got all the strategic planning days and they got the glam day and they got the one-to-one calls and they got the WhatsApp every day, then what would be different about one-to-one? There wouldn't be a difference. Aligned CEO Method has everything that a business owner needs. It has the community, it has us, it has the curriculum, it has the masterminding component, it has the resources, it has the connections. Like, you are always just one connection away from completely changing your life. Aligned CEO Method has everything you need to start, grow, and scale your business. The reason that one-to-one is there, that is for the people who are wanting to fast track results and they're prioritizing that. And the people who are doing one-to-one, it's because they want to fast track it. They want a bit more personalization, and that comes with a cost. So in the end, hiring and firing, upping our prices, changing currencies, moving models from one-to-one to many, opening up open enrollment, removing daily touch points, these have all been really hard decisions. Again, I'm only speaking for myself, for me in our business in the last 5 years. And I want you to, after listening to this episode, I want you to do an exercise. I want you to get out a piece of paper and I want you to write down some things that you've done in your business that have felt really hard. Maybe you're in the thick of it right now and what's feeling really hard about it. And I want you to, from your past experiences, look at what happened because of you doing that hard thing. Like, what was the outcome? What was the reward? What was the relief? And I want you to ask yourself, was it worth it? Because it should always be worth it. Your hard decisions should always be worth it. And then I want you to take that knowing into this hard moment you might be facing right now and remind yourself that you are worth it and you are worthy and you are deserving. And the world will keep spinning and the right people will be magnetized for you. And when you clear out the old, you invite in the new, and that frequently you're going to be challenged to be up-leveled. And this might be your challenge right now, to be up-leveled. And it's okay. And if you are listening to this and you don't have any coaching or mentorship or support around being in this sticky, yucky, hard moment, please reach out to us. This is what we do. And we are committed to being transparent and vulnerable and walking our talk so that while we are business owners, we still face challenges. And I want to be open with you about when things feel really hard and be open with you that it really is just a mindset. The thing that took me from being on over here to thinking about doing the hard thing, and rather than getting stuck in it or not taking action or staying comfortable, to moving over here past the challenge, making the decision, feeling the uncomfortability for a moment in time, was mindset, is mindset, will always be mindset. The mindset of, what do I really want? Is this going to get me there? What do I really deserve? Is this going to get me there? And what am I really worthy of? And does this help me to get there? Okay, those are my questions for you. Let me know what you think about this episode. I would love to hear if you relate to any of it. If you're in a challenging spot right now, reach out, let us know what that is. And I trust that this podcast allowed you to realize that Kayla and I are human too. We're business owners too. We go through hard times too, and it will all be okay. It's always going to be okay. Have a great week, everybody. If you are hearing this on Monday, April 21st, you have until tomorrow at midnight, Tuesday, April 22nd, to get your ticket to She Leads. Come be in a room full of inspiring, powerful, compassionate, relatable business owners. We are going to be laying it all out on the table and sharing our full experiences with you so that you walk away knowing that what you want is within reach and you are totally capable of getting it. You are one connection away from changing your life. You don't know who's going to be in that room. We don't know most of the people in that room. So come on out, meet some new friends, make some new connections, have fun, leave your laptop at home. We are going to dance and eat and drink and connect and network and learn. It's going to be amazing. We want you there. We still have some tickets left. Send us a message and say, hey, what's the easiest way to grab a ticket? I'll send you the link. And then we'll all be together this Friday and Saturday, April 25th and 26th at the Oak Bay Beach Hotel.